without any tuition. It was sheer hard work, perseverance, and faith in her teachers. She is truly an inspiration for each one of you, as she excelled not only in her studies but also in extracurricular activities. Her humility and respect towards teachers is commendable. Now I request Meenakshi to come forward and speak a few words.
Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States of America, once wrote a letter to his son's teacher. It begins with, "Dear teacher, my son starts school today. It is all going to be different and strange and new to him for a while. It is an adventure that will take him across continents, an adventure that will probably include wars, tragedy, and sorrows. And in order to live this life, he'll require faith, love, and courage. So, dear teacher, would you please take him by his hand and teach him that for every enemy, there is a friend. He should know that all men are not just and all men are not true. But teach him that for every scoundrel, there is a hero. For every crooked politician, there is a dedicated leader. Teach him that 10 cents earned is far more valuable than a dollar found. Teach him that it is far more honorable to fail than to cheat. Try to give him the strength to not follow the crowd, but rather to have faith in his own ideas even when everyone tells him wrong. Try to teach him that there is glory in failure and despair in success. Teach him the wonders of books, but also give him time to ponder the extreme mystery of the birds in the sky, the bees in the sun, and the flowers in the green hill. Teach him to sell his talents and brains, but never to put a price tag on his heart and his soul. Let him be courageous enough to be impatient. Let him have the patience to be brave. And above all, let him have sublime faith in himself, because only then will he have faith in mankind and in God. A very phonetic good morning to one and all present here. It is my esteemed honor to welcome you all back to your second home. These words of Abraham Lincoln were my mantra throughout this journey. Now let me ask you a question. We all have this common notion that in order to get good marks, tuitions are necessary. Well, however, for me, the thought of tuition has never crossed my mind. From KGs all the way to 10th grade. This is because I trust my school and I have believed in my teachers. I did my KGs here and then I went abroad. Even there, I was able to excel in many things as compared to the others because of the good foundation that I received from Old Carmel. When I came back in 7th grade, our principal sister, Elsie Paul, was adamant of not giving admission to the CBSE students. And yet she gave me a chance. I'm extremely grateful to her for that. Our sister has been a tremendous source of support to all of us. Her dedication, her compassion, her leadership qualities, and the way she respects each and every person is so wonderful, and it just inspired me so much. And my teachers. All my middle school teachers had to take extreme efforts, especially during the online classes. When lessons were boring, they invented new methods to make learning fun. Since our 10th was right after the lockdown, All our teachers, subject teachers, my class teacher, everyone had to take extra effort to explain each and every single topic. But I'm extremely thankful to all these teachers because without tuitions, I relied completely on them. They took evening classes, they took extra classes, and they did individual attention, and even just before we entered the exam hall, they were there to motivate us. To name 250 teachers in this campus is not an easy task. So I would like to take this moment to extend my hand of gratitude to all the teachers out there for everything they've done for us. Thank you so much, teachers. Secondly, a few habits that I consistently follow. Now let me ask you each a question. Do you ever get distracted while watching your favorite movie or listening to your favorite singers? No, you don't. Then why is it that with studies? So next time we sit down to study, develop the same passion for the subject. And then I used to make small charts and stick them on the wall and then wrote down important points repeatedly to memorize them. I was more of a night owl person, and without tuitions, I made sure I concentrated well in these classes. But at least most of the time. Now there's another point. We all know that everything happens within God's perfect plan. Right? So there's a small story where our main character is seen walking along the shores of the Dead Sea. And unfortunately, he slipped and fell. He thrashed his arms and legs and could feel he was drowning. He could not breathe. He called everyone for help. No one came to help him. He could feel his hands and legs go numb, and death was calling him. And in the end, he was determined to drown. He was determined to die. He lost his mind's grip on his body and was laying there lifelessly. But wonders happened, and he didn't die. He was floating like a log. And what happened? The water that enters the Dead Sea is stagnant without flowing out. And this man, our hero, he was unaware of the scientific principle that a man could float in water concentrated with salts and minerals. And this he learned from his own experience. Likewise, many of us have to face many different obstacles. But once we release the grip on ourselves, our mind's grip on ourselves, we realize that we're safe in God's hands. Last but not least, improve yourself as an individual. No matter how much stressed you are, take time to enjoy this life. I'm really blessed to be born to parents who understood that. They've never taken or pressurized me in a single day. Especially my mother, who despite being a working woman, always made me realize that this is just the first step and there's still a long way to go. And my father, who made me understand the importance of sincerity and dedication in everything we do, whatever it may be. Now, I personally love listening to music and meditation. It doesn't mean you have to go all the way up to the Himalayas. No. You just have to sit there, relax, close your eyes, focus on your breathing and your inner soul. And this would do wonders, trust me. Moreover, studies are not the only reason we come to school, is it? But rather to bring out the best version of an individual for the next generation. A good man makes a good family. A good family makes a good society. A good society forms a good nation. And a good nation makes this world a good place to live in. To conclude, Sugama Padatam Sevyam, Dukama Padatam Tata, Chakra Parivartante, Dukanicha, Sukanicha. It means enjoy the pleasure of happiness that comes into a life. And in the same way, accept the sorrows that comes in the life. Lokha samasta, sukhino bhavantu. Namaste.